BC, hello today. It's Tuesday the 9th, and yesterday was International Women's Day. And, just watching Derek Higgins' video, who's talking about how it's not worth mentioning. Every day should be sort of, we shouldn't have to have a day holiday for it. But I agree. I totally agree. But let's just still make mention of it anyway. Why? Because it gives me a good excuse to show some of my favorite post-punk singles, all done by women. Big spot of collecting for me. Perhaps a future video down the road, some of the LPs, but let's just do this quick. And thank you once again for checking out the video and seeing a thread. I'm Dom, if you didn't know. And by the way, I will also link to, I have 4 different radio shows for my show, searching for a thread, that are called Smash the Patriarchy. There's 4 episodes. I'll link to all those below. I've been doing that. I guess it's sort of a series. I started about 3 or 4 years ago, so check that out. All right, so these are just 45s, about 10 to 12 here. The Au Pairs. This is, I think, their 2nd or 3rd single on Human, UK Press. And this is firmly in the post-punk, kind of like a pylon, very much pop-oriented, but a great groovy sort of like hard-hitting sound. This is Pretty Boys and Inconvenience. Their LP is awesome too. The Bush Tetras, an amazing and essential first single from a band out of New York, and this is a shout out or a preview to the video I'm working on the 9-9 label. This is Too Many Creeps, the EP with Snake Sprawl in the Tropics. The song Too Many Creeps is a mind blower. If you don't know it, check it out. It actually was like almost like a regional hit in 1980, I believe this was. Yeah, 1980 on 9-9. 9-9 label had some incredible influential music, which I will get into in depth maybe this week or next. I'm working on that video. So, but this Bush Tetras, a band that was still making music till very recently. Too Many Creeps, a killer. This is the Fatal Microbes, another UK post-punk group. This is Violence Grows, I think is on the A side. Yeah, Violence Grows, Beautiful Pictures, and Crybaby. It's sort of a dubby, strange sound. The vocalist, she's almost got like a whiny thing going on. This one's sort of not for everyone. It's sort of like arty post-punk, as you can see. Great shot of the band. There was a great compilation on the Optimal label called Cease and Desist that turned me on to a bunch of different post-punk. But I'm talking about specifically here about women's groups, and almost all women anyway, at least with some exceptions. Vocalists at the very least. But again, this is Fatal Microbes. This is Inflatable Boy Clams. I am forgetting where this was released out of, but it looks like San Francisco. I think Superior Viaduct actually reissued this. It's a double 45. And this one is very much dubby. And that's one thing about women in doing post-punk in the early 80s. They definitely had a dub thing going on, more so than even some of the male groups, although they did too. This is definitely on the experimental side. It's their only release. This is pretty cheap too. Skeletons is the song. It's weird. This is weird. It kind of reminds me of the second Raincoats album, Oddie Shape. Even the second Slits album, Return of the Giant Slits. Inflatable Boy Clams. All-time favorite group here. Big collector. I think I have almost all the singles. I have the LPs, but it's Kleenex, aka Lilliput. These are the original Swiss reissues on the Sunrise label, and I absolutely love this band. Just great combination of hooks and punk energy, and the vocals are great. It's very simple, catchy. It rips. It's amazing. And what an iconic logo. Kleenex obviously was the first iteration of the band, and then became Lilliput. They had to change for obvious reasons. The personnel changed some, but the sound sort of remained the same. They got a little bit more out there on their subsequent releases. Their first records are incredible. There's a really great compilation of I think it's called First Songs. Kill Rock Stars did it, and that includes like some of their best stuff. Look for that one.
Sie brauchen dich nicht. Sie können alles kaufen. Rosarot, das mögen sie. Hellblau, das tragen sie. Die kleinen schwarzen Pudel. Oh, so naiv im Rudel.
This is Ludus. My Cherry is in Sherry. And Anatomy is Not Destiny. This is pretty new, and I have to spin this again. But this is from July 1980, and this is UK as well. This is a quartet with the vocalist of Linder, but really cool Art Deco style, sort of primitive art. Ludus. But I love this sound, I love this music, and like I said, women at this time, they really knew what was up. Here's Brenda Ray from one of her first singles as Naffy. Do You Hear Me? This is also the same cover used for her compilation of singles, and this is sort of a On You Sound related experimental dub record. Sort of sound. She's not really doing post-punk per se. She kind of comes from that spirit. This is Do You Hear Me? And Freddie Fever, strange experimental dub. I'm trying to collect her stuff. It's tough to get. In my vinyl tag, I talked about Brenda Ray and wanting this one record, Walata. Here's one with Ari Up, her other, well, she was in New Age Steppers. It's her other group. And this is the first New Age Steppers single on You Sound. Of course, the legendary label of Adrian Sherwood out of the UK, Learn a Language, and Fade Away with the picture sleeve. Really, just, it's Ari Up, more doing sort of like what Brenda Ray was doing, more of a dubby sound. The On You Sound label, always good. Here's one out of Athens, Georgia. I think some of you may know this, the OK, Linda Stipe. Super catchy, like, yeah, similar to Pylon. There's a great compilation of their singles. I think they have a 12-inch EP, which I have as well. But you can find the compilation. And these aren't very expensive, but nice picture sleeve here. There they are on the back. Linda Hopper, Linda Stipe, and David Pierce on the DB Records label. I'm always looking for more of these post-punk 45s. A couple more. This is a big time love here. This is a Dutch group called Pink Plastic and Panties, Blah Blah Anger. When I forgot this, I listened to this on repeat. These two songs are incredible, both of them. Now, Blah Blah was featured on one of the Subnormal Girls compilations. There's 3 of them. And there's tons of rare one-off post-punk groups, all women. There's 3 volumes. They're all bootlegs. They're all unofficial, but they're worth seeking out. I think volume 3 you can still buy on, you can buy on Discogs, but 1 and 2 you can't. And I have volumes 2 and 3. I don't have volume 1. Those are called Subnormal Girls, and this is what I found about Pink Plastic Panties. This is a Dutch group out of, let's see, I think it's 1981. Most of these records are 1979 to 1981, somewhere in there. Pink Plastic and Panties. A seminal 7-inch release by the Raincoats. This is their first release, Fairy Tale in the Supermarket, which is not on their first album, and In Love. Oh, right, it's 3 tracks: In Love and Adventures Close to Home, which I believe, are on the album. But Fairy Tale in the Supermarket is not on the original. If you get a reissue of the first Raincoats album, it is on there. They put it on there as the first track. But I just had to have the single because this song and this band is a all-time favorite for me, the Raincoats. And last, definitely not least, I'll show a few singles by the Slits. The Cut album is a masterpiece, as is I love the second album too, Return of the Giant Slits, as I mentioned before. This is In the Beginning There Was Rhythm. And what's on the other side? Oh yeah, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Oh no. No, right, this is the split with the pop group. Well, There's a Will, There's a Way by the pop group. And In the Beginning There Was Rhythm. Over here, the other single I have is Man Next Door. And, oh, just the version. John Holt track. These are both on Rough Trade, as are many of the punk and post-punk of the time. Rough Trade, what a massively influential label. But there was a lot of groups just privately releasing, and there was tons of small labels that started up in the UK in the early 80s. But Rough Trade, I think, was probably influencing most of those. But the Slits, another favorite band of mine. That's it. Hopefully I can do another video maybe on this type of thing, talk about the LPs, all the cool LPs I have of the post-punk variety, mention in solidarity with the International Women's Day yesterday. And stay tuned for the 9/9 video. Hopefully it's either going to be that one or an artist feature on an artist feature. Surprise, surprise. All right, take care, VC. Thank you once again.